Today we sit down with Chelsea Queen, actress who played Miranda in the web series Woods, produced and made by Goodnight Studios.
Hello.
Is this your first time doing a web series?
This actually is my very first time filming a web series. I was kind of nervous about it, but to be honest with you, I enjoyed it.
What was the audition process like?
The audition process was a little strange for me because I found Jeremy on a Facebook group and he was putting out a casting call. So I messaged him and I was like, hey, I'm interested, and he messaged me back with a script. Or I think that's how it went. I'm not entirely sure. But when I got the script, I went ahead and done it, and I was thinking that was the audition, but apparently it was good enough to be the first part of Woods, Miranda.
How many parts are you in?
There is 3 different parts of Woods, Miranda.
Where can we find them?
I will link everything down below. You can find it on Jeremy's YouTube channel called Goodnight Studios.
In part 1, where did you film?
Part 1 filming was actually at my mom's apartment.
What do you think about the editing?
The editing, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I watched Woods Part 1 for Miranda, I was watching it on my phone. So I couldn't understand what the editing was, and I'm sitting there going, what is this? But then when I pulled it up on the TV and I can actually see what's going on, I got it.
How do you feel about being tied up?
Being tied up for the first time wasn't bad, honestly. I was kind of excited to get to play in like a horror film. The only thing that I really was kind of taken back by was if I needed to be gagged or anything, because I do have asthma, and I'm like, hey, I can't breathe as it is. I don't need to be having something stop my breathing.
Who did your makeup?
For Woods Part 1 or Part 2, I'm not entirely sure which one, we actually, it was me and my mom. We got out my makeup kit. We got all the blacks, the purples, the greens, and kind of just flew it all together. Red lipstick. Made it look like that big bruise that you see on the side of my face, like I'd been hit.
Why did you get additional writing credit?
With Part 1, I got additional writing credit because, like I said, I thought it was my audition, so I was trying to overcompensate and add in more, make it look more like, hey, I can actually do more. So apparently he liked what I added in, and I got additional credits for it.
When did you know there was a part 2?
I knew there was a part 2 like the day I sent part 1. He's like, hey, do you mind doing part 2 or 3? I was like, yeah, sure, let's go.
Who filmed part 2?
I'll be honest with you, who filmed all 3 parts for me was my mom. I've been doing photography and stuff since I was around 16. And Mom's always been there with me, and she's kind of learned how to use my camera. I have a Canon Rebel, and Mom she's getting pretty good at it, I'm not gonna lie.
What was it like cussing on film?
Cussing on film wasn't bad for me. It was just a little bit, it was a little weird to cuss in front of my mom, because usually the only time she's ever heard me cuss is if I'm extremely mad. So yeah, but it was no big deal.
Did you know who was watching you before filming?
You're talking about in part 2 where I've got the paper that says I'm watching you? Yeah, I knew what was going on because, like I said, I had script 2 and 3 already.
Did you also know you were the villain all along?
That I did not until I got script 2 and 3. I was like, ooh, okay, new twist. I like this.
Part 3 filming, was that your favorite part?
Yes, part 3 was definitely my favorite part. I loved being not only the villain, but I was also the victim in the end, and I thought that was so great.
What was the hardest part of filming part 3?
The hardest part of filming part 3, I have to say, would be because the woods area that I knew I was able to shoot in was clear across town from my mom's apartment, so I had to break it up into 2 days.
How did you get the bloody dead look?
The bloody dead look, honestly, again, is just a bunch of makeup thrown together, and then we took water and was like splashing it all over me to make it look like I had blood stains. And then when it came to the book, I took red hair dye, the spray-in hair dye, and sprayed it onto the book and dripped it down and got that dripping effect.
How did you feel about being killed?
Oh, I loved it. I don't know what actress is out here not wanting to be the victim and having a murder scene and all that, but that's what you live for.
Would you ever do another web series?
Yes, I would do another web series. As a matter of fact, I'm going to be in another web series, so stay tuned for that.
Do you have anything else coming out?
Coming out, I will be background in Bachelorette, which is a film by GWA Productions. It's coming out sometime this summer. Not entirely sure when. I just got word that I will be a zombie in Hobo Saves the World, which is a Panic Terror Films. Pretty excited for that one. I have a commercial that I shot at the beginning of the year that should be released soon with Voyage Visuals, but I'm not entirely sure when that comes out either. But for now, that's where we're at.
Where can we find you and your social medias?
All of my social medias are linked down below. You can find me here on my YouTube channel, Follow My Journey. I actually am taking the leap and I'm going to start doing short films on my own. I have probably 6 written now. We've got one that we're trying to put into production. It's called Taken. I'm looking for funding and things now for that one. My Instagram, you can find everything that I do, the influencing, the modeling, my books, everything, and it's Chelsea_Lynn_94, and that's where you can find me on Instagram.
Well, thank you for watching.